You're on a first date. The conversation was flowing. Then, mid-sentence, it stops. 3 seconds pass, then 5, then 10. Nothing is wrong. No one has said anything hurtful. And yet, your chest tightens, your palms warm up, your mind starts screaming for you to say something, anything to fill the void. That silence didn't hurt you. It said nothing, it did nothing. And still, it felt like pressure closing in from every direction. Here's the unsettling truth. Your brain isn't built to interpret silence as neutral. It's built to interpret silence as danger. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why, and how the people who've learned to sit inside that discomfort, unmoved, and upholding more power in every room they enter. Let's go back. Long before conversations, before language itself, silence meant something very specific to the human animal. Something changed, and you don't know what. In the wild, a forest full of noise is a forest that's safe. Birds calling, insects humming, life everywhere going about its business. But when that noise suddenly stops, when the birds go quiet all at once, something is wrong. A predator has entered the space. Every creature nearby knows it instantly, without a single sound being made. That instinct didn't disappear when we built cities and stopped sleeping in trees. It moved. It transferred itself onto our social world. Because for early humans, isolation from the group wasn't just uncomfortable. It was a death sentence. No tribe meant no protection, no food, no survival. So the brain developed an alarm system for social silence too. When a conversation goes quiet, when a room goes still, when someone doesn't respond, an ancient part of your brain doesn't register pause. It registers threat. It asks, am I being rejected? Am I being pushed out? And that question, buried deep in the oldest parts of your mind, is precisely what makes modern silence feel unbearable. But there's a second layer to this, one that has nothing to do with other people at all. When the outside noise stops, something else gets louder. You. Silence removes the distraction. And without distraction, you're left alone with your own internal monologue, your unfinished worries, your unresolved doubts, the thoughts you've been quietly outrunning all day. This is why so many people instinctively reach for their phone the second a room goes quiet. It's not boredom, it's avoidance. Psychologists have a name for this pattern: noise addiction. A constant, low-level dependency on external stimulation, music, scrolling, podcasts, background chatter, specifically to avoid confronting the mind in its unfiltered state. Think about the last time you sat in complete silence, doing absolutely nothing, for 5 full minutes. No phone, no sound, just you and your thoughts. For most people, this feels almost unnatural today. Not because silence is inherently painful, but because we've trained ourselves to never sit still long enough to find out what it actually feels like. And this is exactly where silence stops being a discomfort and starts becoming a weapon. In negotiation rooms, interrogation training, high-stakes business deals, silence isn't a gap, it's a tool. Skilled negotiators are taught a simple, brutal rule. After you make an offer, stop talking. Whoever speaks next, first, out of discomfort, loses leverage. They fill the silence with concessions, with justifications, with information they didn't need to give away. Not because they were forced to, but because their nervous system couldn't tolerate the quiet. This is why calm, quiet people often unsettle those around them. Not because they're cold, but because they refuse to perform the anxious social ritual of constant filler, the nervous laughter, the rushed responses, the need to smooth over every pause. A person who can hold silence without flinching signals something primal to everyone around them. I am not afraid. I do not need your reassurance. I am not desperate to be heard. And in a world where almost everyone is uncomfortable with quiet, that composure reads as control. So here's the paradox. The very thing your brain is engineered to escape is the exact thing that, mastered, makes you almost unshakable. Silence tolerance isn't a personality trait, it's a skill, one you build the same way you build any other. Sit in it on purpose. Let a pause stretch a few seconds longer than feels natural, in conversation, in negotiation, in your own quiet room. Notice the urge to fill it, then don't, because the moment you stop fearing the quiet is the moment it stops having power over you and starts working for you instead. The next time silence falls, don't ask what's wrong. Ask what it's revealing. About the room, about the moment, about yourself. Some of the loudest truths you'll ever hear will arrive without a single sound.